Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Chaos Gaming channel. Back here with another video. We are doing a week-long review of the sim panel button box. We're going to see how it's held up so far. Give you guys a bit of information on things that I've seen so far. I feel like I like and dislike. So, without further ado, here we go. Let's get all hooked up to my trailer. I already pre-selected one like I like to do usually, so go ahead and jump right into it. So I've already come across one that seems to be a reoccurring theme. I don't know if that's just something that I'm doing on my end. I don't know exactly. So one of the things that tends to happen a lot, and it literally just happened right now, which is the reason why it's one of the things I'm bringing up. I guess I can go with the bad stuff first, since we're speaking on bad things already. So as you can tell, I have to remap my start and engine stop. Reason being is because when I notice when I fast travel, for some reason the buttons get like, if they're left in their position, for example my key ignition right now, it was left in the on position. So just now when I got into the game, when I turned it off in order to restart my truck, the off position became the on position, so now I have to reset that. So we're going to do the start stop engine electricity. So there we go, that's good to go. Then we'll go ahead and do the engine start. Good. Alright, so that's one thing I noticed that I definitely dislike. Like I said, I don't know if that's just a thing that the box likes to do. I'm not too familiar with why, but essentially it's also happened, and it might even have happened now. I'll check right now. Right now my let me see here. Turn it off. Okay, so now we're good to go. So now engine is set properly, the engine electricity, and start and stop is set properly. So another thing that happens when I notice when I fast travel, like if I need to fast travel to the service station or to the garage or a different state, I notice that if my air brake is pulled out, or actually if it's left on the air brake release position, and then I get to the fast travel point, when I go to pull out or push in my air brake, it's already set as if it's parked. So I'd have to basically pull it out, which is the wrong position that it needs to be in. So basically the buttons get a little confused somehow, and I have to remap them every time if I leave them in those positions when I travel or fast travel. So I'm not too sure why that is, but that's one of my dislikes. I don't have too many of them. Another dislike that I don't necessarily like is so the mount that it came with. I mean, obviously this has nothing to do with the box itself, it's more about the mount. So the mount that it came with is very limited in the places that you can mount it. I mean, obviously I'm supposed to have some type of desk for it to mount to, but unfortunately the way my setup is I have the TV itself on a separate desk as opposed to it being attached to my rig. So naturally I'm forced to have my button box attached to my rig. So one of the things I had to do, I had to attach this little piece of plywood to my rig, and I use one of the left side of the clamp to tighten it to the rig, and then the other end of the board is actually kind of like stuck out and is not attached to it at all. So the other side of the clamp I use to clamp onto that. Well, that basically forces it to stay onto the rig, but it also still has a little bit of play. So mounting is a bit of a pain if you don't have like the proper desk setup, or proper clamping system. So that was kind of a pain. And I think the last dislike, and it's the only thing that I've really come across that I think is kind of annoying besides the buttons being switched up. I think the only other thing would probably be the radio. Like, you could turn on the radio, but I haven't figured out how to turn it off yet. I don't know, maybe that's just something I'm doing wrong, but I'm not going to turn it on right now just because I don't want to get a copyright. But yeah, so it basically allows me to switch through the radio stations, but it doesn't allow me to actually turn off the radio if I didn't want to listen to it. So that's another simple little gripe, I think, nothing too serious. My computer is telling me that I'm having a lot of frame drops, so this video might not be very long. I think it's because I'm also in the process of downloading Windows 11. So I'm going to just look at the stream real quick and see how it's moving. We'll decide whether or not we should continue on. Yeah, it's definitely a little laggy. So I apologize if the frames are dropping in this video. I mean, it's going to be a quick delivery anyway, so hopefully you guys can bear through it. The next time I play, I won't be downloading anything. This was just to do a quick little video before I had to take off for a work trip tomorrow. So I just wanted to get another video on before it got too late. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and pick up this trailer. Hope everybody's been having a good day so far. I was lucky enough to have a day off today, so just been kind of hanging out. Went and took care of a few things. Went to the bank. Actually, don't know which way to get out of here. I think this way. So yeah, guys, I mean, those are about. Okay, what's going on here? Yes. Damn, it's getting crazy. There's a lot of weird stuff like that happening the last couple times I played. But yeah, so those are like really the only things that I've come across so far that I can honestly say is kind of annoying. But all in all, I wouldn't say that it's a big enough situation for it to like, for me to like not enjoy the experience that I have on with the button box. But you know, for some people that might be a gripe that they might have, you know, having to remap the buttons every time. Sorry for that. Let me stop at that stop sign. So yeah, some people might find issue in that, having to remap it every time. Me personally, it's just like a few clicks, so it's really not that big of a deal. But I can see how that might be annoying for some people. Whoops. Yeah, so I mean, can't really think of anything else at the moment that I dislike. I mean, the button's solid, or the button box is solid. I haven't had any issues with any of the buttons not really working. Everything feels solid. All the things have good tactile feedback to it. You know for sure when you press the button versus thinking you pressed it and nothing happened. But yeah, I honestly feel like the button box is solid, man. I mean, I feel like the issues that I am having with the buttons being remapped, I feel like that might be a software issue versus it being a hardware problem. But I'm no computer genius, so I really can't say, man. Like, I've had to do a little bit more testing and a little bit more playing around with it to see when it does it, why it does it, and that sort of thing. So, but on to the good things, because there are plenty of good things. I'll get to it here in a second. I'll start talking about it when I get to my pickup, so you can hear me. eventually I'll get a boom mic or a stream mic. I've been looking at a couple. They're fairly inexpensive for the ones that I've been looking at. They have great reviews, so that'll be another purchase in the future, maybe in the next month or so. But for now, you know, I don't get to stream as often as I want to, so it's not really a big hindrance to me. I would like to get something better so that you guys can have proper quality and not have to turn your volumes all the way up just to hear what I'm saying. Alright, here. Let's go ahead and activate that. That's one of the things you don't really have to go to your keyboard to do a lot of the setups that you're trying to do. So I think I'm gonna go for the tandem since it's longer and it's probably gonna be a little bit heavier. Yep, 54,000. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. And we are going to Denver, Colorado. All right. Tell you what though, man, I definitely like the fact that I don't have to search on my steering wheel for a bunch of buttons. It's all right here, you know. And the way I have it set up now, because originally when I first set it up, I kind of had it off to the side, mounted to the desk, and I really didn't like having to look over and like trying to find what I needed to find. So I like completely redid my computer setup, which is the reason why I had to kind of mount it to my gaming rig, and it works perfectly fine. It's nice and solid right where it's at right now. And it tends to move if I push the thing too hard, but I mean usually you don't really have to push it hard at all. So it's been holding up for the past week. It's been pretty solid. Can't complain. I obviously forgot how to back up to the tree. 1 second here, guys. The money shot right there. Let's see. Is that not connected to it? This happens every time I start. Let's just go a little more on this side. That should be good right there. There we are. Tug test. Oh, a little too much tug because I just shut off my truck. Okay, so I guess since the truck is off and you guys don't have a lot of background noise, we can talk about the things that I do like about it. So things that I do like. I really, really like that I don't have to look onto my steering wheel anymore. The only thing that I got to do on my steering wheel now, and that's just because, like I said, you guys have heard me talk and gripe about this shit so much, but the only reason I gotta look and touch anything on my steering wheel now is for my horn, which is not a gripe. I'm perfectly fine with my horn being on here because that's what I think it should be, is on my steering wheel. But this thing, CSIO SKRS shifter, I'm just super bummed. I know I've talked about this so many times, but I'm super bummed that this thing does not work anymore, because it made this game so much more immersive. It made it so much more easy. You know, it was like the one thing that I look forward to the most, more than this button box. But I love this button box. Now that I have it, I'm like super excited that I got it. And thank you, wifey, again for giving me my Christmas gift. It's awesome. But this thing just really makes my life like that much more difficult playing this game, because now instead of finding my high and low ranges and my splitter, I have to do, instead of doing it here, I have to do it on my steering wheel. And I'm sure you guys all know, trying to press a button on your steering wheel while you're in mid-turn, it just makes it so much more harder. So this is one of the things that I gripe about the most. Anyways, besides that, that's the only thing that I really gotta like press on my thing for now, or on my steering wheel, is my high and low rangefinder and my splitters. So Unfortunately, I don't have another one yet. I've tried numerous times to solder this thing and fix it. No luck, to no avail. I haven't been able to use it. So, but so that's one of the things I really like about the button box. Everything that I used to have mapped here is now in the button box, all the way up to lights, you know, high beams, everything. You guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys have done your review and seen what this thing can do. Sorry, I thought my wife was talking to me. But that's probably been like the biggest plus for me, is just having everything right here, and like it's in my visual, you know. I don't have to reach over, I don't have to look at my steering wheel, like everything is right where I need it to be. It's like right in my peripherals, it's in arm's touch, arm's length. Like I can literally just press everything that I need to right here, including like my view button. This makes life so much easier, because now annoying it was to have to go onto my keyboard to try to find the view button and try to remember which one is which. Now I can just kind of cycle through them, and I also mapped one for like jumping right back into the truck. So those are definitely like a lot of the big pluses that I like. I think for me, while driving, the biggest positive thing that I can think of at this moment is definitely having my engine brake and the retarder right up top, because a lot of times when I'm slowing down, even though I'm gearing down, you know, you still don't get that decrease in speed when you need it to be like right there and on the fly, you know. So the retarder and the engine brake being right there is just amazing, man. I have been thoroughly enjoying this thing. Good job to those guys over at SimPanel, man. You guys built a solid device. You guys, thank you so much, because, you know, people such as myself who, you know, don't get to drive rigs on a daily basis. Like I drive trucks, but I don't drive 18 wheels. I drive straight trucks. So, and personally, I don't want to have to do Class A type work for my job. You know, like, it's a lot of responsibility. As fun as they are, I know how to drive them, and I've driven them before. As fun as they are, it's a lot of responsibility to take on. So being able to do it in a sim and have all the peripherals and things that you would typically have in the truck, this thing, it stands the test of time. I think it's going to definitely be something that I use in the long term. I don't see it breaking down. I mean, unless I'm mean to it, but I just don't see it being an issue. So I honestly think this is going to be a product that I use for a long time. So thank you guys at SimPanel. You guys are awesome. I will definitely be leaving a review within the next couple weeks after I've had time to test it and feel comfortable with it. And I just realized I'm trying to pull off and I haven't attached my truck. Look at that, man. So effortless. So effortless. It's so nice. Next thing that I really like about the button box is the fact that you can toggle on and off the lights, the backlighting on it. During the day, you don't necessarily need it as much, and I think as time goes on, even if I didn't want the backlighting during the nighttime, I can definitely turn it off, because at that point, doing it so often and knowing exactly where the buttons are, I probably won't even need to look at it. But as of right now, I'm still getting used to where the buttons are and all the layouts of it. So I still look over at it. But in the nighttime, I've had a couple night sessions where, you know, I'm looking at the button box, trying to figure out where the buttons are, and having that backlighting makes it so good. It makes it so enjoyable. Not only does it make it enjoyable, but it also makes the setup look really good. You know? I don't think I have anything besides that has backlighting on my setup, so that's definitely nice. But yeah, man, I mean, if I had to rate this button box on this week-long testing period that I've had, it's definitely like a 9 out of 10 for me. And the only reason I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 is because of the button remapping. And again, I don't even know if that's a problem with the hardware itself, which I doubt. I just feel like that's more of a software situation. I don't know, maybe they need to do an update for it or something, but we shall see. Like on the phone? You want to text me? Huh? Or you wonder where Benny was? Yeah, I just started doing a quick stream. Okay. But anyways, I didn't feel like the CB radio was very necessary, especially that I don't get on multiplayer as often as I used to. I just don't have the time. You know, usually when I get on multiplayer and convoy with people, it's usually you end up playing for 2-3 hours, and before you know it, it's freaking late. You gotta go to work. And I haven't had the time to do that sort of thing lately, so didn't feel like it was super necessary. So I got it without asking my wife for this one. Besides, I didn't want her to spend like so much money on a Christmas gift for me. I felt like $250 was already a lot. But, my wife loves me, and I'm sure she would have gotten it if I asked for it. So, anyways, looks like we are nearing our destination. Quick little video per usual. And I'm running all over these lines. I know I'm not supposed to be right here, but I'm doing it anyways. Nice little wide turn here. Alright. I see it. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look outside before we release it. There it is. A little crooked, but it's all good. Anyways, guys, that's a quick review, 7-day review on the button box. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Those few little negatives that I had is like super minor. I feel like none of it's like super bad that it takes away from your experience with the button box. I think it works perfect. And like I said, here in the US it costs $250 with a clamp. And not too sure what the pricing is for Canada or anywhere else, but here in the US, $250. Bang for your buck. I think it's well worth it. Like I said, the product's super quality. I don't feel like I got something that's cheap. I don't feel like I got something that's just like they rushed the product. I feel like it's really something that just feels great. It feels good in your hands. The buttons feel good. Nothing but good things to say. So thank you guys at SimPanel for providing such an excellent product and helping the sim gaming community be that much better. Thank you to my wife for hooking me up for Christmas, because I appreciate it, because your boy was not trying to buy it. I mean, I kept talking about it. I just refused to put the extra money out and get it when I wanted it, but I have a hard time buying things for myself. So, but anyways, so that's it for this gameplay / review. I hope you guys have been good. I hope you guys had great holidays. It's all over, thank you Jesus, because man, holidays is the most expensive and stressful time of the year. But hopefully you guys had a good one. You guys stay safe out there. COVID is still a thing these days, so be careful out there. Mask up, sanitize, do all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll catch you guys here on the Chaos Gaming channel. And if you liked what you've seen and you want to see more reviews such as this button box, let me know. I will be doing a few more reviews on a few things that, like I said, I plan on purchasing in the future. So if you guys want to see more of that kind of content, hit that like button, subscribe, share it to a friend. Come on through. It helps me on my YouTube channel and it helps the algorithm. So please hit that like button. I appreciate it, guys. Much love, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.